Let's go. Next segment, Wade. Invincible season 3 is over. Season finale was today, I believe. And it was baller. I know, Colin, you're not as into Invincible. Wade's hasn't watched it. But me and Jake watched it for you guys. We're going to talk about it. Jake, how'd you feel about the 3rd season?
Man, best season yet. People who read the comics like you kept on saying, like, stuff's going to get really real really quick. And I don't think I believed them. But, I mean, the 2nd episode of this season, which showed Cecil's backstory and explained his scars on his cheeks and how he became the director and all that. That 2nd episode of the season, I was like, wow, that was the best episode of the show so far. Second one of the season. And then the 4th episode of the season where Omni-Man and Alan the Alien break out of prison.
So good.
Omni-Man reveals the truth about the Viltrumites. I was like, wow, that was the best episode of the show so far.
There's only 50 of them left, which is insane because they've killed it. They've killed themselves off.
Yep. And 6th episode with Powerplex, I was like, that really made me think. That was the best episode of the show so far.
I love that it was Aaron Paul, too.
I know. And so Aaron Paul played this character that was pretty much the essence of he can't keep getting away with it. He can't keep getting away with it.
But then he accidentally kills his wife and child.
Yeah, it's that was pretty tough. And then episode 7 with 20 other Invincibles from the multiverse coming to wreak havoc on Mark's life. Best episode of the show yet, again. And then tonight, I just watched the season finale. Just the bar has just been raised week after week after week this season.
You had the Invincible War, which was with
War.
What's the villain's name who brings all the dimensions?
Angstrom Levy.
That was insane. You have all these different, basically, variants of Mark, our main character, that are evil, killing everybody. Like, destroying every major city. It's insane. Like, just wild. So then, like, there's this huge, like, catastrophic event, basically. And then the next episode, they're like, oh, wait a minute. Mark's, like, really sad. You know, he's like, man, that really sucked. Seems
that
like
was
the season finale.
Yeah.
And then Conquest comes, the most awful Viltrumite soldier ever, played by Jeffrey Dean Morgan. So awesome.
Rematch of the century. Glenn versus Negan in an alternate reality, because obviously... what's his name plays Mark Stephen
Young, and then Negan of course plays but
perfect.
We're gonna spoil it, guys. Obviously it's a flip on the situation because Mark kills Conquest in this obviously, you know,
he got his revenge
in a different universe.
Who's this character?
This is Conquest, Wade.
Okay.
He's like the baddest
Jeffrey
of the
Dean
bad. Yeah, Jeffrey Dean Morgan. He played him so well, Jake. How'd you feel about Conquest? So good.
I couldn't place the voice last week when all he did was show up at the end of the episode last week and be like, "Yep, here I am," and it was like, "That's a Viltrumite." Oh my god! And then on Amazon they tell you who the actors are if you go up, and it said Jeffrey Dean Morgan, and I was like,
Robert
That
Kirkman.
Is so perfect. And
Robert Kirkman's just playing.
I know. Well, the amount of Walking Dead alum in this show are just ridiculous. I mean, Carrie Payton, Ross Marquand, Stephen Yeun, obviously. Just a ton of.
In one of the alternate universes, they end up in the Walking Dead universe for like 2 seconds with the zombies. So that was kind of cool too.
Yeah, that was cool.
In the comics, it's really funny. There's like 2 panels where these cops are knocking on a door, and it's Rick and Shane. But it's an alternate reality, so they're not in the zombie apocalypse. It's obviously them. They're drawn the same way. It's so funny. I was dying laughing. I was like, "What the heck? They're in this?"
But yeah, this episode. I mean, I was expecting a really crazy fight, and it was. I mean, it was ridiculous. It dropped my jaw a couple times with just how violent it was. But
it was visceral. It was good.
It was But it really, I'm glad it took the time to really wrap the season up too. Pick up on a couple of the threads throughout the season. And then tease what's to come. I haven't read the comics. I don't know the spoilers. So it seems like the alien brain guys are coming back, and that's great.
The Segwids.
The Segwids, yeah. And so I'm guessing the Battle Beast is a pretty big character if they tease him. I thought he was a one-off, just kind of like a funny like guy to help them fight the Viltrumites. But then he got rescued at the end there, so I'm thinking he'll come back.
He's like the best of the best. Like needs an opponent that can actually beat him.
That was so
like
good.
nobody can beat him. That's what's so good about his character.
It was pretty funny. Wade and Colin, two of the main characters were about to be executed in a prison, and they're breaking out, and all these they're letting all these prisoners out to help them fight because 3 Viltrumites, who are just the bad guys, the strongest of the strong, are coming to execute them. And they find this guy, and they're like, "Is that Battle Beast?" And they pretty quickly tell you, they're like, "Yeah, Battle Beast. He can't lose to anybody. He just wants a good fight." And he soloed like 2 of the Viltrumites. It was so funny.
Yeah.
It was kind of just an ex machina. I thought it was just kind of a one-off like funny thing, but I guess he'll come back in some. This is cool because I don't know the story, but
I know what's gonna happen, so I can't say anything. It's one of the best comic runs I've ever read, actually. Like, I'm blown away.
I'm really
Robert
really hyped
Kirkman.
for the future.
Yeah. I like what he did with Walking Dead. It's centered around Rick. He did the same thing with Invincible. It's centered around Mark and all the characters surrounding him. But it's a ginormous world, you know what I mean? So it's not like Batman and Wonder Woman and Superman. You got like all these different dynamics. It's like Mark's the main character. You focus in on him and the people. I love how it's written. It's very interesting. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I really thought that Eve was gone there. I thought, man, that's their weight for the season. They primed us with Rex last week, but it seems like she's super goated now, so I'm sure she's going to be a big help.
She gets crazy. Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah, it kind of looks like it. So
yeah, very exciting.
This show's
guys.
awesome.
Very good. One of my favorite animated